Hi, Peter.
Hey Ron,
Hey,
can you see the screen share?
I can.
Okay. Do you know if Sandeep is coming?
Uh, I hope so. That we can think.
I haven't heard from Izuru, so I think he might not be able to make it.
Okay. Uh, yeah, can share info with him on the chat.
Hey Sandeep.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes, Sandeep.
he,
Yeah, I guess Izuru can't make it. That's my mistake because I totally forgot to ask him if he can make it. I just rebooked the meeting to the next day, then wait for an answer from him. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Izuru, if you're listening to this after the fact. And with that said, let's get started. Hello and welcome everyone to the Hyperledger Cacti Maintainers meeting. Please abide by the antitrust policy that we're showing on the screen, and also make sure to follow the code of conduct, which you can find linked to on the agenda document. And with that said, my first thing is the graduation application. I just wanted to check in and see if there's any help needed, because I've been getting reminders myself that I should push it along as fast as possible. Everyone wants us to graduate, basically.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I've been bunch of things, different things. I've been had to work on, so I've been slow on this. I did. I have started on it though. Can I just share some slides?
Yeah,
I wanted your
absolutely.
feedback. Okay, you can see the slide, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So, this is the list of things that I wanted to fill in. I think uh, almost all of them sort of speak for themselves. Just wanted to go through them to make sure that covered everything that we wanted to cover, and also to see what remained to be done in order to claim that we have fulfilled these criteria. So one is, and this is drawn from the uh, incubation exit criteria page in on the HyperEdge wiki. So one is that we have license code that fulfills all legal obligations. Another is that we have a diverse community-driven core contributions. That is, our project has a lot of different community members, both who are maintaining the project as well as contributing code to the project, and that there's like lively discussions and all of that. Uh, then we have processes that for continuous QA and testing. QA here refers to quality assurance, not question answer. Uh, then the development and maintenance of this project is aligned with with clear goals and missions. So again, I'll elaborate on this, but what this is meant to show is that we have articulated a clear mission and a set of goals that are not vague, that are technically clearly defined and solvable, and that our feature development and maintenance has been aligned with those goals and that mission. So I think we can this is something we can easily demonstrate through several examples. By the way, this one also, the fact that we have QA and testing, we can demonstrate through using our CI process, showing examples of various actions that uh, we have in place to cover the testing of all the different modules. So I think this is something we can do. Just want to quickly ask that. So the proof of this is, I think, if we just give some examples, if we just state that we have the processes and then we give some examples, that should be good enough, right? I think because at that level, I think the TOC will probably take us on our word, or maybe anybody can go and verify that whatever we're claiming is accurate.
Yeah, I think it's good enough. If anyone has any specific concerns, they can go and investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And if they come back and say, I don't think that particular little thing that you have there is up to code, then they can just tell us what do we need to do to make it exactly up to code, because maybe we just forgot about it or anything, and uh, and then we just fix it. So at worst, what I see is feedback where we might be missing small things that they noticed and we didn't,
Mm-hmm.
and we just get a little checklist of things to fix, which we will do promptly, and then it's a go.
Okay, sounds good. Um, so our project confirms to, fulfills, and augments the Hyperledger architecture and enterprise blockchain stack. This is my statement of what they've asked in the incubation exit criteria. Now, Hyperledger does not. I think there was a project long ago to have a canonical Hyperledger architecture and enterprise blockchain stack. It doesn't exactly do that at this point. But I think uh, our project, because we are working on making other different systems interoperable, sort of by definition, we confirm to that. And I think there's a the next bullet sort of alludes to that, which where by making systems like Fabric, Sawtooth, and Iroha interoperable, uh, we by default we do confirm with the whatever loose definition of architecture or blockchain stack Hyperledger has, but also augment those capabilities. So I think this is something that we can show by just uh, talking about the what our project fulfills, and that I think we can draw from the documentation that we already have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. And we could also add Bezier to the list
Oh yeah, Bezier, you're absolutely right. I completely forgot about Bezier. Let me
because,
just, yeah,
yeah, the more we have there, the better, or the more underlining the point is.
yeah. I mean, you could add Corda as well, but Corda isn't part of Hyperledger, so I didn't want to add that.
Yeah.
And I think at some point we will also use Caliper to for measurements. I know that you and Rafael are working on measurement performance measurement project with a mentee. So I don't know if you're using Caliper right now, but maybe at some point you will. So
Yeah, not yet, but ideally that's the direction we want to go to because it would be great if we could reuse what the caliper maintainers are creating.
yeah, maybe also contribute to Caliper in the process.
Yep.
And I think we also want to at some point interoperate with Firefly. I know we used to have some talk with them like a couple of years ago, but yeah, this is something this is a topic that came up in a panel discussion at the Global Forum last year as well.
Yeah.
Uh, so this is something I think we are already doing. Periodic releases, and we currently on V2, and we've been following the Hyperledger release guidelines. There is a list of infrastructural requirement that is defined in the incubation exit criteria, like having GitHub repository, Discord channels, mailing lists, etc. And we already fulfill all of those, and we've been actively maintaining those for years at this point. This part, the security vulnerability monitoring, this is again, this is as a checklist item. I know we don't have this at this point because the TOC has not finalized the security vulnerability report, the template and the reporting process. But I think this should be okay. We can probably even before that gets finalized in the on the TOC in the TOC repository, we can probably designate some spokes for vulnerability monitoring, right? I think that should fulfill that criteria for this point, for this at this time.
Yeah, I mean, we already have that. I am on the security mailing list. So if
Oh,
someone sent in a vulnerability today, I would
yeah.
get an email.
Okay. That's
So
cool.
the way it was in the past is still
Mhm.
at present the up-to-date policy that they have, which is to have a person of contact,
Mhm.
and we have it. It's me.
Cool.
Yep. And the other thing
Also
that
good.
you could put in there is that we
Mhm.
do have the currently standard security.md file, which
Is that
is,
already there in the repo? Sorry, I missed that.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
we're working on a
so,
new one, right?
yeah, they're working on a new one, but it hasn't been approved yet. So as of right now, we have the most up-to-date official security.md.
Okay, awesome. Then we fulfill this criteria already. Great.
Mhm.
Uh, okay. The OpenSSF badge, you're going to check on that, right?
Yes, so the pull request
Mm-hmm.
that I was advertising on Discord earlier, and it's
Mm-hmm.
also another agenda item
Mm-hmm.
that needs one more review from anyone who does not work for Accenture.
Okay.
And then we can merge it, and then I can go and flip the switch on the OpenSSF checkbox, the last one that we were missing,
Mm-hmm.
and that will make it 100% from the current 97%.
Great. Okay. So I think these were the list of items that were defined in the incubation exit criteria. I had a few additional things which I thought we could just talk about, uh, which would just support our graduation. One that documentation. So sorry about the documentation. I had a I was close to doing it, just before I had to travel, and where we met. Um, then after coming back, I just got pulled into other tasks, and then I also discovered that some of the documentation within the Beaver folder was a bit out of date because it referred to the old lab archive and the lab modules. So I've been updating that, and but to actually update that, I had to go and run all of the like follow all the instructions manually and run all of the testing, which I did. So uh, that plus there are some library updates that were required because one of the Go libraries that we normally publish was failing because of a compilation error. That library had not been updated based on the latest protobuffs that we created. So I was working on all of that, and I am close to submitting a PR for that. So plan is once I submit that PR that goes through, then I will finish the documentation and submit a documentation PR for the make docs. We'll target to do all of this within the next week or so.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. I am also very behind with a bunch of the things that I'm supposed to be doing. It's just not very easy. There's 15 different things to juggle at the same time. So I
I know,
totally understand.
yeah, and uh, but I did hear from Hart that there is a newsletter that planned to release in early October. So apparently, it would be good to have the news of our graduation in that. So I agreed with him. So I think
Yeah,
that's he probably mentioned that to you as well, right?
yeah. Yep, and
So
that's a part of the reason for that for why I am pushing for us to be able to release the 2.0 final
mhm.
by the end of September, like the
You're right.
30th
Yeah.
of September. If we could
Okay.
do that, that would be great. Of course, if it doesn't happen, at least we tried. But I'm very hard at work to make that happen for the next few weeks. That's my main focus.
Yeah. No, let's make it happen. And so we also, I think Sandeep and I discovered something that had been changed in the one of the chain codes that we release as part of the interoperation packages. And okay, so if we have a new release, I think we can do it as part of that. Otherwise, it's not, we can't release something that will override the existing 2.0.2 alpha 1, right? It'll have to be a different release number.
Yes, Alpha 2, which I also was supposed to do weeks ago,
Mhm.
but I'm still working on it. Uh,
Okay. If you're
but
doing that, then yeah, let me know. I That's something I have an update for that too. So
okay. Well, actually, I was going to ask Sandeep if he could help with it because I remember he did the previous one, the Alpha one, and so what we need is just the same thing, but for Alpha 2, as in going through the same process.
Okay, sure.
yeah,
Awesome.
so
Thank you.
I'll let me see if how much I can also help Sandeep on that because Sandeep has been pulled into a very high priority task, so that's occupying
Oh,
most of his time these days.
oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Anyway,
Well, if
we'll
it's
figure it out. Yeah.
okay. All right.
Um. Okay. The I think we can claim this active engagement and question answers with the users and developers on the Discord channels. The ease of use and consumption. I think this is something which I know you have advocated and practiced ever since we started talking, which is the release of packages, modular code. So we have clearly defined capabilities and samples that we release in the form of either libraries or Docker images. And I should also mention the plugin. Yeah. So and there are clear instructions. If one wants to build something locally, there are clear instructions as well as scripts for that as well. So I think we can we fulfill this criteria, and we can justify it on that basis. I think we can also claim that we follow almost all the project best practices recently drafted by the TOC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything we don't necessarily follow. So,
Me neither.
cool.
And again,
yeah.
if they find something lacking, it's not the end of the world. They just tell us and we fix it, and then we go back to them and say the same thing again.
Right. Yep. So usage of the project. So I know what I can point to a couple of things that the Weaver code has been used in. One, there was both of these were talked about at the Global Forum last year. One was on the CBDC project that was that the Bank of France mainly was involved in, with HSBC also playing part. And then there was a lab. There's something that we didn't have a direct hand in, but there's something on Casper Lab, and there's some sort of Davos angle there. But that was also talked about in at the Global Forum, and I can pull up the agenda items as well as the YouTube presentations for both of them. So I think that's there. What can you point to examples of where Cactus code has been used, either by Accenture or Fujitsu or someone else? I think these are some of the meetings that we've had. We had meetings with Huawei. There was some company in Korea. I think there was a meeting with Hedera as well.
Yeah, none of those were for usage though. All of those were about contributing.
Yeah.
And I am not aware of any of those turning into a usage.
Mhm.
So I am not aware of any. Well, there's actually one thing. One of the Hyperledger labs, the Climate Action and Accounting SIG, is using the Fabric and maybe the Bazel or the Quorum connectors. But other than that, I don't have anything, and unfortunately Izuru and Takuma are not here to confirm
Okay.
anything about the Fujitsu side, but I'm pretty sure that they would have something. I don't know if they could share it, but they definitely have something. We just have to ask them.
Yeah. If we could share some things, there would be more here, but unfortunately we can't either. So okay. I think at least this isn't public, so we can talk about that, and it's already also demonstrated in the HGF. And I'll also get feedback from Izuru and Takuma on anything they may have for Fujitsu. But I think we are sort of covered on this part as well.
Sounds good.
So we have some of the maintainers who've been involved in standardization efforts under the IETF. I have been part of that group for a while, as has I know you were also connected to them a while ago, but Rafael then has been participating in that group quite actively. Both he and
Yeah.
I have authored drafts which are targeted for RFC. So I think we can we can honestly claim that our code will be like absolutely cutting edge and up to date with whatever specs get formalized. And also, whatever lessons we have gained from development within Cacti has also inspired the thinking specification. So we can honestly claim this. So I can talk about this.
Yep. And one more bullet point I would put there
So I
is
think
that we
yeah.
have a reference implementation of it, or some parts of the spec at least, in one of our packages, which Rafael and Andres has contributed.
Yeah, I will talk about that. So there are two things on that. There's one of this uh, in ODAP and also ODAP Hermes package.
Mhm.
This summer though we are working on implementing the latest version of the draft with
Mhm.
a mentee. So he's implementing the SAPI protocol using the relay modules.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's even better. Then we have more implementations. That's great.
Yeah. So Rafael is a co-mentor on the project too.
Mhm. Yeah, I think
Uh,
that's really good.
yep. Cool. So these are questions. I just wondered if is there any way we can get any sort of scalability metrics or test coverage metrics? These are sort of mentioned in the incubation exit criteria. I don't know if they really require them.
Oh shoot, yeah. So the thing is, the way we had to refactor the CI test execution for performance reasons is that now the tests are running in separate jobs in separate containers,
Mhm.
and so we don't get a unified test coverage metric because of that. What I could do is I could try to run all the tests. Well, but even then we would only get, uh, yeah, sorry, we only get test coverage for the packages that conform to the monorepo structure completely.
Mhm.
With, having the tests under src tests / TypeScript / yada yada.
Okay.
So the thing is, the project is just huge, and so
Yeah.
it's not trivial to get test coverage metrics. But what we can do, the next best thing we can do is get a table with per package coverage.
No idea.
And so I would need help either from you or from Sandeep to get those for the Weaver modules.
Sure. Can do that.
And then scalability metrics. Well, the REST API endpoints that we designed, most of those are designed from the ground up to be horizontally scalable. So we can say that, but there's no, like, we haven't ran an actual benchmark yet where we pull up a very powerful environment and then blast it with, thousands of requests per second to see if it can actually handle it. But in
Yeah.
theory, it's there. It's been designed for horizontal scalability.
And I think it was last year, maybe the year before that, I just did some informal testing on the Weaver relays back when it was all under Weaver, and the any sort of cross network transaction we were trying to do was definitely not bottlenecked by the relay. So I can honestly claim that the designs themselves are scalable. That if you're going to bottleneck, you're going to bottleneck by the network's intrinsic throughput. So
Yeah.
what we are just doing is we are enabling more connections outside of networks. So
Mhm. Yeah, honestly, that's probably the best we can do because we're kind of a special case on account of us being the glue in between other pieces of software that have their own performance metrics.
Right. Right. I think I don't know. This is not really a claim. This is more like we're saying that once if we graduate, then that will give enterprises and networks that are searching for generic tools for integration a canonical location to look for them. So I think that's we all want that, right? I think even the TOC wants that. So what was this? So I think this one is we had the integration plan right at the beginning of the year. Now we haven't really been able to execute on that at this point. So I'm just wondering, will the TOC have a comment on that? I mean, what I can claim is that we have all been really busy with the various roadmap tasks and the but one thing we have done is we have unified all the package releases under a common namespace. So the deeper integration between the Cactus and the Weaver modules that we were hoping to do and which we kind of know how to do. It's just a matter of time and effort, but it's something for the longer haul. And maybe we will start working on it in earnest once some of the uh, other lower hanging fruit is complete. And maybe this will be also be a big topic for next year's mentorship project.
Yeah, I agree with all that, and I don't think we are in trouble there because the integration is an infinite process almost, as
Yeah.
in there's a million little tasks, and some of those are at this point still blocked because, for example, not everything can be compiled down to WebAssembly from the Rust code, and we're still waiting for the WebAssembly Rust ecosystem to develop as well.
Mhm.
But we can point at a long list of things that we have done, like what the things you just said, and I think that's okay. It will take a long time to finish everything, but we are on track in the sense that we are doing it.
Sounds good. Okay. Yeah, I realize the passed the time. Just a couple of quick things. I'm just fleshing each of these points out in more detail, and that will basically be the presentation that we could make, and also I can convert that into a doc very easily. So on the legal obligations, the code is licensed under Apache 2. So one thing here, I went and just looked into the viewer modules, and it looks like some of the most of the code is covered. It looks like some of them don't have the licensing, like the protos as well as the relay module under Weaver. I don't see the licensing there, so it's okay to add it now.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay,
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure that adding it whenever we find out about it is better than just not doing it at all.
okay,
And also there is a CI check.
yeah, that's what I wanted to ask about here. Is that commit lint or is it something else?
That's something else. Commitlint just checks the message format, but there's this script that you see. I put it in the chat. It basically finds all the package JSON files.
Uh-huh.
And then it checks if the license is declared as Apache 2 in them. And if not, then it fails. And this check is a required check on the CI. So all the package JSON files we have are compliant because otherwise the pull request couldn't be merged.
Got it. Okay. So now I
And,
know why. Yeah, go on.
And we can extend this check to process any other programming languages manifest files as well. You know, cargo config files or the Gradle build files for Java code. If you want, we can add a bunch of other things to this to make sure that everywhere it's Apache 2.
Okay. I think uh, for the proposal right now, I'm just going to make sure that all the code is covered manually and maybe open an issue on this. Is there an issue already open to extend the support for the script?
No, but let me double check. License, because no, we have no open issues about licensing, so yep, you could open one.
Okay. Right. Community, just a bunch of things that I was trying to talk about in that. Is there any way to measure the volume of activity on a Discord channel or the frequency of posting or something? Does Discord maintain stats, do you know?
Yes, I think as members, either because we're maintainers or because we're members of the TOC, we have access to statistics somewhere. Maybe server settings, and then within that, server insights.
On Discord?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we can discuss that offline. You can point me to wherever that is, and I'll extract the info.
Yep, just give me 1 second. I'm looking at it myself.
Okay.
It might be that it's combined, as in it's just for everybody, for all the channels, not specifically the Cactus channel.
Uh-huh.
Give me 1 more second. I'm just clicking through these diagrams.
Is it we post a link during quarterly updates? Is that the one?
That's the LFX dashboard. That's
Okay.
not for the chat. That's for the Git commits, the pull requests, the issue closures, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to have good statistics. I think this requirement was a leftover from the Rocket Chat days, because back in the Rocket Chat days we had specific statistics for each channel.
Mhm.
But also, I think it might be just me not finding it, but I wouldn't be surprised if we asked Rai or someone else from the staff and they knew exactly where it is.
Okay. I'll ping Ryan, see if he has something to say.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that. So mentees, I think this year we have 7 mentorship projects. That's also part of community development. Can you just check and send me a count for the previous years? Just add that as well.
Last year it was 5,
Okay.
In the year before that, I think it was 3. No, 4. Sorry, so 4, 5, and then 7 this year. That's what I remember.
Okay. And the program started in 21?
Mm,
Probably,
yeah,
I think,
I'm not
yeah.
sure if we. I'm not sure
I
if
mean,
we did
Cactus itself
anything
started
in
in
20.
20. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but we started in May,
Uh-huh.
and I think we may have been just late for the game because by then you already would have had to write the proposals.
Mhm.
So I think we skipped 2020, if I'm remembering correctly, but let me double check on the wiki. There's documentation in the TOC Confluence space, and you can check it there for mentorship projects 2021. Let me see. Yep, nothing for 2020.
Okay. Yeah, this is good. Very good. What we have here.
Oh, and then
Uh,
in 2021 we only had 2, it seems. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's what I have for now. I'll continue to update the slides, and I'll share it with you and Idru and Sandeep and Takuma and all others.
Okay, thank you. I
Also,
have to go now.
yeah. Do you have any other item that you wanted to talk about on the agenda? Sorry, I know this took like way longer than I thought.
That's okay. The only thing is just that the review for that pull request. The link is on the chat and also on the agenda document.
Mhm.
So if any one of you could put a review on that, that would be great.
Okay, will do.
Cool. Thank you. All right,
Thank
then
you.
thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you next time.
Yep. See you. Bye.
Bye bye.